Here we go, episode 3. Man, what a reception this show has had so far. Oh, he got captured, of course he did. Oh, we're gonna see some Orc Society stuff. Oh, I'm here for that, mate. Yikes.
Now dig!
Damn though, he did not finesse that very well, did he? Hello, elf boys. Oh, that was the guy. How'd you get captured, dude? What happened? Oh my, he got captured too. What happened? Oh, mate, imagine being let go after like 70 years or however long, you know, from your watch, and you get captured by the fucking orcs who are supposed to be gone, let's not forget. Oh, that is a rough time. That is a rough time. Oh, boys. I'm guessing these are Numenorians, right? I completely forgot Numenor was in this. I'm super looking forward to that, I'll be honest with you. Alright guys, chill, it's just a woman. I know it's because she's an elf, behave yourself. There you go. Galadriel's in a dress, she hasn't got a sword. There we are. The show is directly catering to those that want that from her, so stop your complaining, alright? Sit down.
I'm obliged to deliver you safely to my betters. They will answer your questions.
Nice. A reasonable gent. She's gonna want that back. I will be honest with you, I find it so weird. Some of the discourse on Galadriel, you know, and the backlash and stuff, I find it so weird, you know, the whole thing of like, oh, she's supposed to be married, she's supposed to have a kid, all this stuff, and it's like, why have you assumed that she hasn't got those things? Do you know what I mean? Like, people are their own people, especially elves, you know, these otherworldly almost beings. Like what? She can't, it's Galadriel. It's Galadriel. You telling me she hasn't got like an inkling of independence? Come on. Oh, this is nice though. Hello.
The island kingdom of Numenor.
Nice. I like the way you say it, mate. I like the way you say it. Okay, baby. Nice. Hey, the designs of all the cities are different, which is really nice. I feel like it's super easy to kind of almost homogenize their design somewhat, but I feel like at least, you know, look at the buildings here. They're making the effort to give these places some character, right? We saw Khazad-dûm last episode, very flavorful, very dwarfish. You know, we've seen Lindon, which is very reminiscent of Rivendell. Now we're seeing Numenor, and this feels very different, you know? I feel like you can't deny that it feels different. It feels its own thing, which is nice that they've, you know, put the effort in to do that and distinguish the cities and the places.
Once elves came and went freely from these shores.
What happened?
Numenor began to turn away our ships. In time, they broke off all contacts.
Why?
Yeah.
We may be about to find out.
Interesting. Intrigue. Yeah, no, do you know what? I do vaguely remember that from the Silmarillion. I do not remember why. So that's fun. For me. Mystique. Mystery. I love it. Oh my goodness, sir. That head of hair, that beard. Oh, mwah, mwah. The hair care routine in this show is divine.
Kneel.
No one kneels in Numenor.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Sorry.
Nice.
Galadriel of the Noldor, of the Golden House of Finarfin, commander of the northern armies.
Halbrand of the Southlands.
Go on.
A
Big,
man
big yourself up,
and an
mate.
elf.
Come on. Bit more. Ah, damn it. Hey, he can work on it.
Your captain here delivered us from certain death.
And for that reason, he has my thanks.
Continue his...
Okay. Okay. Little bit of politeness would go a long way, I feel.
It is because of the elves that you were given this island.
Ooh. I mean, she's not wrong.
But
My goodness, his beard. Alright, I gotta focus. I gotta try and focus.
Guards.
My friends,
Hey, Halbrand coming in with diplomacy.
perhaps it'd be better if we stayed.
Stayed?
Long.
Pause. Look, hey, this is something that I will mention. I know there's been a lot of discourse about this too, but Galadriel's demeanor, her manner, you know, she's very kind of arrogant in some way. She comes across as arrogant. She's very stubborn. She's not particularly got these, you know, the calm sereneness that we see in the Lord of the Rings, right? I would argue that, you know, at the end of the day, Galadriel is one of the oldest elves alive in the world at this time and in the Lord of the Rings. She's not going to be the exact same character that whole time. She's just not at the end of the day, right? There's still thousands of years between this Galadriel and the Lord of the Rings Galadriel. And this is a Galadriel coming from the First Age, coming from these conflicts with Morgoth, Sauron, you know. Her people have suffered. There is this thing of they can't go back to Valinor until they free Middle-earth and all this stuff, right? She's got this fight in her. I feel like there is this idea that it's, you know, going against the law and all this stuff. And it's like, well, no, we don't know that much in regards to who she is in these times. We just don't. You know, you can't forget forget that at the end of the day, the Silmarillion is a compendium of notes. It's not stories, right? The reason we have, I think, this idea of Galadriel in our head is because the Lord of the Rings were from source material that were stories. They were fleshed out stories, fleshed out characters in these stories. The Silmarillion is not the same. Anything that's not The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings is notes. You don't get story, you don't get character development. It's interesting because I feel like because of this, a lot of people are insinuating this idea of Galadriel from The Lord of the Rings, which is easily done and absolutely understandable. I get why. But I do feel like there's a certain level of inaccuracy, or I think there's an element of poor faith when people start to try and put that version of Galadriel on this, which is a completely different Galadriel, completely different time. There's no law to say anything about the character and who she is thousands of years before The Lord of the Rings. And at the end of the day, look, we're in episode 3. It's a show. We're going to get character development. The point of this is to show the journey of her getting to that place, which I for one, am looking forward to. I just wanted to, you know, take a second to have a little bit of a chat about that because I think it's been a hot topic, and that's my 2 cents at least.
Not be made a prisoner.
I would sooner kneecap a stallion than seek to imprison the mighty commander of the Northern armies.
Well, we got a politician here. He's liked by the people. I do like this undertone of, you know, mystery and almost foreboding. With Galadriel's line before of like, these guys haven't been talking to us, and Halbrand is like, why? Good. Did he just pickpocket him? Yeah, that was kind of weird. Oh, he got a dagger? No, how could he have? But yeah, when Halbrand was like, oh, well, why is that? And she's like, oh, well, we might be about to find out. I like that as a little seed just to start this kind of idea of menace around this. Considering, you know, we've got the beardo, I guess this court politician, this person that the people respect, you know, he's cracking off a little bit of a jest. People are laughing, you know, it's kind of putting you at ease a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay, why are you trying to put me at ease? What are we going to see later that's going to maybe introduce an element of insidiousness?
Perhaps some peace could do you good as well.
There you go. See, the theme of peace. We have all these characters talking to Galadriel saying you gotta calm down, you can't let this consume you because it will. All of these intense emotions, the way Galadriel is highly strung, the show is constantly having these characters come up against her being like, you gotta calm down, you gotta just chill out a little bit. Elrond talking to her and saying, you know, look, where's your peace? Where does this end? The show is specifically being like, well, look, we are gearing this show towards showing the progression of Galadriel and how this Galadriel becomes the Galadriel we know. It did pickpocket. Yes, Halbrand, mate. Oh, boy.
Do try not to make any new enemies.
Yeah, see, and she's surprised because he's human and she doesn't expect that level of kindness and thought from a human.
We dare not invite your father's cloud back overhead.
Interesting. Okay, here's the menace. What's that about?
His name is Elendil.
Hello.
Originally of a noble line.
Hello.
With a son, if memory serves.
Isildur, yeah. Nice. Isildur! Oh, the yell of Isildur. Almost harkens back. Again, it's doing this thing where it harkens back to in the Fellowship where Elrond shouts in Mount Doom and he has that beautifully acted line of, you know, where he just yells gutturally, Isildur, as Isildur turns, takes the ring. For that one! There we go. It's interesting, isn't it? Because all we know of Isildur is his fall and the side of the coin that was the weakness of man. And so it's interesting that we immediately see Isildur and he's doing something heroic. It shows us that it's trying to inform very, very quickly, very, very early on, that he was both of those parts of humanity. He had good and he had bad as well. And again, it does this thing where it informs what we know of a character with something different.
Your sister's here. There you are. Eric, my boy.
Oh, the white tree.
The faithful believe that when the petals of the white tree fall.
Hey.
Can also mean elf friend.
Then are you, elf friend?
Alright, we all gotta chill out. We just gotta sit in a room, be like, hey, want some food? You want some food? I do want some food. Do you know what I mean? Just like a banquet, get some music on the go.
Then I shall have to ask you to perform a service.
What? It's very subjective. This is a very personal thing, but this room and their armor, Elendil's armor especially, evokes images in my mind of Troy. Maybe there's parallels a little bit, because I know that there's the fall of Troy's unbreakable city, you know. Halbrand came in and is like, this is a paradise. Just glorified vampires, aren't they? Oh, hello, we got a big boy.
It seems Morgoth has a successor. Sauron was said to have many names in Days of Old.
And he goes by many names. That's seeded. They've seeded it here. And so I feel like it must be an absolute certainty at this point that Sauron's going to be in it. I wonder if they'll kind of let you know. I hope they play that cleverly and make us guess as the audience, because I feel like that will be a really compelling little, like, who's Sauron? Who is it?
Rip the whole stinking tree down!
They do look cool.
The earth long before you crawled from whatever wretched place.
Oh, this is going to get you killed, mate.
It has earned its place in these lands.
Oh, I like him. Tree friend. Oh, he's fucked.
You've just earned your company a water ration.
I don't trust that, mate.
Don't be afraid.
That's absolutely piss. No, okay. Okay, well, stop pointing out, mate. Don't waste it. I don't trust it. No, there's a trick. There's a trick. Tricksy orcs. Oh, I wouldn't. That's a big one. That is a big one, that, mate. I'd have sipped that shit. I'd have sipped it. Oh. Oh, shit. That was quick. That was swift. I like how they shot that, though. It was so quick. It almost, and then it just went to, you know, the faces and the reactions. And older elf guy kind of was looking at it. I feel like it made, the way that they shot that made it more impactful. And also there was a shot of like an orc being shocked. It was kind of clever because it kind of made me, oh god, like the orcs shocked. What happened? You know what I mean? Even though you kind of know what happened. Whew, I liked it. Nicely done.
I will cut it down!
Oh, I guess this is a big thing for an elf to do, right? Oh god. I'll be completely honest with you. Considering how much money they spent on this show, I wish the CGI was a bit better. I do. I feel like for the money they spent on it, it should be better.
Be wiser to steal the half sail. Skiff will hardly get you out of the harbour.
I feel like they've done a lot to make you as the audience like Elendil. You know, his introduction is saving Galadriel, first of all. He treats her fairly. He's like, no, we'll take you back and we'll see what they think of you. I'm not going to act. I'm not going to do anything rash, right? He's calm. He's considered. We find out that he is breaking almost tradition by bringing her back as well. So he obviously knew that and he acted instead on his kindness and his compassion. Now we've got Galadriel trying to get away and we have Elendil here being like, well, you know, if you want to escape, you should probably take this one. It shows a bit of playfulness. It shows that he's this morally good character, I would say. He's got a bit of roguishness. He's got some charm as well to him. I think what this show does really well, and I know that this goes against what a lot of people that hate the show really don't like, but I like that they're doing something different with the characters that we know.
What to shout for your minders?
Suppose the words never managed to escape your throat.
Supposing they did. I have a daughter who runs fast and a son who runs blind. Your eyes bear a striking resemblance to both.
I ran how I ran there.
See?
None of your...
Pause. And the show is specifically very aware what it is doing with Galadriel. People assume that it's a failing or they've misstepped or they're, you know, misreading the lore. And it's like, no. There's so many references in just these 3 episodes that the writers and the show knows that it's depicting Galadriel this way. And that she is rash. She's arrogant. You know, she gets people hurt. It knows that. That's the point. That's literally the point. There we are. And he's here to show her that not all humanity is bad. Nice. Oh, okay. Okay, this slow-mo is a little bit weird, I'll be honest with you.
Depends on what. How close we are.
Okay. Man, human, do not be a dick.
Eating our food, drinking our ale. What will you take next?
Don't forget your women.
Alright, these boys gotta chill.
I'm a guest on your island, and I haven't shown you the faintest bit of gratitude.
I like him. He's cool. He's got chill. He's calm. You know, he can talk his way out of things. He can kind of like see how a situation is going and be like, okay, well, I gotta do something to get out of this. Oh, yikes. Ow. Oh, hello. Berserker. Berserker mode. Hell, whoa. My man's got some moves. Jeez. Oh, I tell you what, man, this show is not afraid to break some bones. Oh, my goodness. What kind of lore we got in here then, eh?
You knew Elros.
I was always closer with his brother.
Remarkable.
Oh, Elrond.
Thank you for bringing me here.
Good, thank you. Nice.
Spy retrieved from an enemy dungeon. He drew this to record the tower's location.
The mark.
This is no sigil. It is a map of the Southlands.
Oh.
Dead.
Oh, that's Mount Doom, right? Mordor.
Plan by which to create a realm of their own.
Of course,
Where
sorry.
evil would not only endure, but thrive.
Right, so the
Plan
Southlands
to be enacted in the
becomes
event of Morgoth's defeat.
Mordor. Oh, right, so they had a plan for that. Damn, Sauron's a thinker, isn't he?
Matters are worse than I imagined.
Yeah, big time, mate, big time. You know, it's interesting that we have this presence of these orcs in the south, right? And we have this idea of Sauron and this reverence the orcs give him. And, you know, everyone's going to go to the south and be like, right, well, Sauron's got to be there somewhere. And I just feel like Sauron has some kind of guise and he's just within the realms of men and elves, manipulating everyone behind the scenes.
The Southlands are but the beginning.
I like the focus that we've had in this first half of the episode, that we pretty much stayed in Numenor. I really like that. First two episodes, you know, I kind of got this impression that we'd be flitting around a lot, which could kind of get frustrating, but I like that they've been bold enough to be like, right, boom. It's kept this episode nice and grounded for me. Just put him in a cart. Put him in a cart, it'll be fine.
We can't carry the cart without you.
Oh, okay, fine.
I don't want to help him.
Well, fuck off then.
He's a giant with a brackish temper who sometimes murders fireflies.
Not wrong, to be fair.
There's head sense, Poppy, and there's heart sense. There's common sense and nonsense. And if you're all out of the first, then you can borrow some of mine.
Nah, I know there's been some discourse about, you know, the dialogue being and the writing being really poor. That conversation is so flavorful of character. You know, it's got so much character in there. I mean, hey, look, it's subjective. It's absolutely subjective. The writing, the acting, all that stuff, subjective. I'm enjoying the writing anyway, but just that little interaction there, it's got so much character and feeling in it for me. You are a horrible lookout, mate. By the way, I should say, and I always feel like it goes unsaid, but some comments make me realise that it should be said because people don't realise this. But you're allowed to not like the show. You're absolutely allowed to not like the show for whatever reason you want. But I've seen a lot of kind of, you know, negativity around this show, and you know, some of the points that I'm addressing are kind of in reply to those and examples that kind of, at least to me, directly come up against those and almost in my mind disprove those things. So I just feel like a lot of people are picking on this show for little things that they've not really, I don't know, I feel like not a lot of thought has gone into it. I feel like some people have this narrative that they've just been kind of almost taught. I feel like they've come into the show with this narrative already in their head, and I don't know, a lot of the stuff that I saw, for example, in the comments of the last two episodes were just, they weren't really substantiated. It was just like X, I think this and this. You know, it's no whys and whens or wherefores or anything like that. It's just kind of just, do you know what I mean? So, disclaimer there on my part. I know there's a lot of discourse about the hobbits, for example, and it's like, well, they can't be in this show because the whole point was Sauron didn't know about them. He underestimated them.
Are you all right?
Yes, almost done.
How much have you got left?
Nice. Nicely done. Okay, no, she's a better lookout. She's a better lookout now. And at least at the moment, the Hobbit story seems very isolated, so it doesn't actually go against any law by including them in the show this way.
Should any Harfoot fall behind, they likewise will be carried with us
Oh.
in our hearts and
Oh.
in our memories.
Oh God, the fuck? That turned.
We could not wait for them, but here we welcome to our circle Yarrow, Proudfellow.
This is lovely and everything that they remember them and write their names down and everything, but hey, a little bit of an alternative for you, mate. I'll be honest with you. Slow down. Slow down.
Daffodil Burrows.
Oh, what a name. What a name. Oh. Hello, Gandaddy. Okay, we don't know it's Gandalf. We don't know it's Gandalf. Very heavily implied, though. By the way, I also know there's a lot of discourse, I keep mentioning that a lot this episode, apologies. A lot of discourse on Gandalf and how it's against the law that he can be in this show. I've got a little bit of a note on that, which I will save to the end, so stick around to the end. Oh, buddy. Great. He's a bit of a nuisance, isn't he? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Nori.
Oh, Nori. Yeah, okay, that is incriminating on her part. Fair. That's not. Thanks, Gandalf. Thanks for nothing. This is good. Get ahead of it. Let's talk it through.
No, I thought we'd have time later. Who's we?
Oh shit. Me and my squirrel. I have a pet squirrel. Did I not tell you? Called Randolph. It's fine. Don't ask about it.
Heaven forbid we explore something new.
Eleanor!
Yes, tell him.
Do you think you're special? You're just a child.
Wow. Good parenting. Trauma. Check.
You are more than you claim.
Is he? I wondered. I did wonder last episode. Was that his necklace?
That's funny. I found this on a dead man.
Liar.
Many ages ago, a man bearing that mark united the scattered tribes of the Southlands under one banner.
Oh.
The very banner that might unite them again today, against the evil that now seeks to claim their lands.
Yeah, that's
Your
what he's got.
lands.
I told you. Kingly origins.
For you are him.
Told you, mate.
Be careful, Al.
Ooh.
The heir to this mark is heir to more than just nobility.
Interesting. And we see a change. That was good acting. You saw the change in his face. He was revealed by Galadriel, right? He was revealed as the king, as he's got royal blood in his veins. And he was like, right, the gig's up. And then you see this kingly mask on his face of composure, of authority, was what I would say was the prevailing emotion there, in the way that his face steeled, right? Okay, let's see here. Looking down at it, he's like, right, the gig's up. Yeah, he looks at the talisman, the crest, reminds himself. There, looks up. There. And the way that he delivers that line, you feel the change in his tone, in his presence. And that's the acting right there that did that. Right? So all these people saying like the acting, where are you getting that from? Where are you getting the bad acting thing from? Whatever. Again, subjective, it is subjective. Subjectively, from my perspective, it's pretty strong, honestly, in this show. Like you can write that on the page, but unless the actor is doing the work, you don't see that and you don't feel that.
For it was his ancestor who swore a blood oath to Morgoth.
And he's very aware of that. Interesting. That's very Aragorn. Very Aragorn. Aragorn's motivations for not taking the blade, not taking the kingship, is because of his fear of his ancestry, right? Which is exactly what we're seeing in Halbrand. This theme throughout Lord of the Rings, throughout humanity in Lord of the Rings, and this line of kings. And I feel like that shows honor in his character. And again, pulls the audience towards his character in a way that kind of, sympathizes you with him, empathizes you towards him, and connects you in your mind to these Lord of the Rings films because of Aragorn, the link there, right? The show is continuously doing this thing where it links to those films, which in nice ways, I think, at least for me.
It's my family that lost the war.
And it was mine who started it.
There you go. Let's not just gloss over that little line that Galadriel replied with there, and it was my people that started it, right? Let's not forget that. The elves are fallible. The elves are fallible, and in that moment when she replies that way, she's reaching out to him and saying, and taking the blame from him, or at least, lightening his load by taking half of the blame on herself, on her own people. And it's coming from Galadriel, this character who is supposed to be brash and brazen and arrogant, and so we are seeing that soft side of her coming out, the empathy coming out, right? We are seeing the progression in this show that I keep talking about towards that Lord of the Rings version, right? That's an element there of that Lord of the Rings version, serene, calm version of Galadriel. Right there.
All I see is an elf who won't put down her sword.
There you go, again, an elf that won't put down her sword. The show is very aware that she is this warrior that, to the detriment of all else, right? Again, it's like these little lines are telling you that the show knows that, and it's gearing towards her putting down the sword. It's gearing towards making her that Galadriel that everyone seems to love so much, to the detriment of this version of Galadriel.
You're still short an army.
That is all about to change.
There we go. We're seeing some softness in her character. Oh, wow. Oh, hello. It's time, boys. It's time. Turn up. Turn up. Get it. Get it. Oh, nice plan. Shit. Come on, guys. Tug of war. I like it. Hello. Let's go. Oh, this is almost terrifying, actually. They can't come out to the light and they're pulling you towards the dark where they can... Oh, hello, dude. Oh, yes!
Release the wand!
Oh, what? Wait, singular, though, because I feel like they can take a singular one. No, it's one. It's fine. Guys, you'll be fine. Don't worry. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, that is nasty, though. That's like a hyena. Okay, I'm not a super fan of that CGI. I will be honest with you. Fair play. Guys, teamwork. What? Why this one at a time shit? This is why this guy's the main character. What a hero. One of them needs to get out. That's it. One of them. Shit. Oh, yes, buddy. Yes. Go on, mate. You're out. Come on. Come on. Oh, hello. Go. What? Oh, no. Oh, God. After all that. And you... Oh, that was so... Oh, that hits you so... Fuck. Oh. Sorry, you can't tell me that wasn't well done. You know, he goes up to get a glimpse. He knows he's not getting out. He goes up to get a glimpse. Look at him fall of him getting away and be like, yes, it wasn't for nothing. And then he turns around and there's the arrow then. And then there's the second arrow and it's so like viscerally like physical. Like you see his body jerk. Come on, man. That was well done. The warg didn't look that great to me. I'll be honest with you, a little bit disappointed. But that bit was done beautifully. And I will die on that hill. I will die well like he did. So let's behave yourself. No arrows in my chest, please. Thank you very much. Is that a human? Elf? Oh god, what? I liked that episode. Don't get me wrong, right? Look, hey, and I think I've said throughout, there have been some aspects to it that I didn't particularly favour, you know, like the CGI at the end there, for example. You know, it is what it is. Strong episode though, I honestly think, you know, I'm here for the Numenorians. I was looking forward to their inclusion in the show, and I honestly feel like it hasn't disappointed, at least for me. Something that I will mention about the combat and stuff, I do feel like at the moment, at least so far, we've only seen elves fight. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I feel like it has been more in theme of, you know, this kind of almost CGI, superhero type thing, which I think is kind of appropriate. If you'd have asked me before watching this show, I would have said like, look, I'd have preferred the combat in the theme of The Lord of the Rings, which was more real to me. It felt more real as opposed to like The Hobbit, which was more cartoony. I do feel like this show falls a little bit in between those, maybe erring a little bit more on the Hobbit side of things in regards to combat, but at the same time, at the minute, we've only really seen elves fight in this. We haven't seen the humans fight. Right, I don't think we're going to be seeing the same superhuman leaps and the strength, the strength that we see in the elves in the humans. I don't think that. I think the reason we're seeing the combat in this way is because we've only seen elves fighting, and they are supposed to be these strong, almost, you know, superhuman beings in some respects. I think the lore paints them out to be that way. It's supposed to be an adaptation that is taken in different ways by different people. That's just how it's going to be. That's the foundation, the baseline that we're in. Now, I did promise you some Gandalf-y stuff. Now, with Gandalf, so this is an excerpt from the Silmarillion. Even as the first shadows were felt in Mirkwood, there appeared in the west of Middle-earth the Istari, whom men called the Wizards. None knew at that time whence they were, save Círdan of the Havens. Now let's draw back to this. There appeared in the west of Middle-earth the Istari, whom men called the Wizards. Where in that entrance to Middle-earth does it say that they could not have been around for longer? Let me draw your attention to this. In the likeness of men they appeared, old but vigorous, and they changed little with the years. Long they journeyed, far and wide, and the peoples of Middle-earth gave to them many names, for their true names they did not reveal. I come from a background of English literature where, you know, you're given a text, a book, and you are made to analyse and write essays and interpret things in many, 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 many different ways to suit what you think, right? That is the point of work, that is the point of art, that is the point of stories and books. I read that, and there is nothing in that text, that passage, to say that someone like Gandalf or the Wizards only revealed themselves later. Right? Not to mention, they were here to help in the fight against Sauron. Now, in this time, Sauron is still a player. He's still in the background. He's still operating. That is direct credence to the idea that the wizards were in the background, there to help as they were. Yes, they took more of an active role in the Third Age, and we saw that. We see that in The Lord of the Rings, but there's nothing at all to say they weren't interacting in the events of the world, of Middle-earth, before that, under a different guise, under a different name. Nothing at all. Do you disagree with what I just said? Absolutely fine. Let me know down in the comments. Be polite. If you enjoyed this, try this video. YouTube has specifically recommended it for you, mate, so get your click on. Thank you, as always, to my patrons, you lovely, lovely people. You are always appreciated, and I will see you all next time.